Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, and today I'm going to break down the Week 3 matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Final score from Baltimore, Chiefs 34, Ravens 20. The Chiefs beat the Ravens on Monday Night Football to advance to 3-0 on the season. What a game. The Kansas City Chiefs just proved to the entire NFL that they still are number one. I mean, they went into Baltimore, the Ravens' house, and absolutely destroyed that team. I know the final score was only a 2-touchdown win for the Chiefs, but that game was not close. I mean, Patrick Mahomes just tore apart that Ravens secondary. I mean, just absolutely cut it up. I mean, he was a surgeon, and he was just accurate. He was moving the ball down the field, throwing for touchdowns. I mean, he was looking like an MVP. I mean, he was absolutely unstoppable. He had 385 yards and 4 passing touchdowns, and he ran one in for himself. I mean, what can I say? I mean, the real quarterback showed up today, and that was Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, had less than 100 yards throwing, and he only had 1 passing touchdown. The majority of this Ravens offense came from field goals and a 93-yard kick return that the Ravens were able to convert to a touchdown. But besides that, the Chiefs just absolutely controlled this game. And I just want to give a huge shout out to this Chiefs defense and Steve Spagnuolo. Steve Spagnuolo heard all of this chatter all week that this Chiefs defense would not be able to stop the Ravens offense. But what did he do? He was able to draw up a perfect game plan that had Lamar Jackson running for his life all night. He was sacked 4 times, and like I said earlier, he had under 100 yards passing. This Chiefs defense had an absolute monster game. I mean, Frank Clark sacked the quarterback. Chris Jones got to him. Ben Neiman got to him. I mean, it was just an absolute frenzy. And, I just want to eat my words. I thought that the Chiefs were going to have a lot more trouble in this game. I thought that it would come down to the final minutes, and the Chiefs would just barely get defeated in Baltimore. But, I mean, the Chiefs just shut me up. I mean, they just absolutely were the better team tonight. I mean, it's just flat out that simple. They wanted to win this game, and they showed it for the entire game. I mean, it was 60 minutes of good football. And they really made the Ravens look very confused. They did not have any rhythm on offense for the whole game. I mean, it didn't even start coming till the fourth quarter, but that Ravens team was confused. That Ravens team was scared, and they had no answers for what the Chiefs defense and Patrick Mahomes was throwing at them all night. Wow, Chiefs Kingdom. This Chiefs team absolutely destroyed the Ravens on Monday Night Football to show to the entire world that we still are the best team. And this was a game that was very important because, I mean, both of these teams have relatively easy schedules, and it seemed like the winner of this game would get the tiebreaker and the first round bye for the playoffs. But based off of what we saw tonight, I mean, Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team were not ready to play. I mean, they just weren't. And Patrick Mahomes came out here and just absolutely exploited that Ravens defense that is supposedly the best scoring defense in the league. I mean, they got shut up. I mean, they had no answer. I mean, it was Clyde Helaire. It was Tyreek Hill. It was Mecole Hardman. It was Travis Kelce. They had no answer for what we did. And even on those other receivers, I mean, Sammy Watkins had a ton of catches tonight. The fullback, Anthony Sherman, caught a shovel pass for a 5-yard touchdown. And even Eric Fisher had a touchdown catch. I mean, it was just absolutely embarrassing game for the Ravens. I mean, the Chiefs came out with a better game plan, and they just executed. I mean, it was a long night for the Ravens, but the Chiefs just showed everybody that they are the best team. I mean, if anybody out there is saying that they aren't the best team after what they did to the Ravens tonight, they don't know football. I mean, I'm sorry, but good Lord, Chiefs Kingdom. I mean, it was a flat-out massacre of this Ravens team. And it all started from Patrick Mahomes getting the offense going in the first quarter and running it in for a touchdown, but that was sure not everything that he did tonight because he went absolutely off. Like I said earlier, he had 4 touchdown passes to go alongside that one rushing touchdown, and he threw for 385 yards. But the first passing touchdown was a shovel pass to Anthony Sherman that got them in the end zone. Then he connected with Tyreek Hill for a 20-yard touchdown pass. Absolutely beautiful, but a great catch by Tyreek Hill. And then on the very next drive, he connected with Mecole Hardman for a 49-yard touchdown pass. I mean, Patrick Mahomes was just throwing bombs tonight, and he was connecting with all his receivers. And then later on in the game, Eric Fisher actually ended up catching a touchdown. And from that point on, I mean, the game was pretty much over. I mean, when your offensive linemen are scoring touchdowns, I mean, your defense just needs to give up. I mean, the Chiefs, yet again, are able to exploit even the best teams. And that's a credit to how good Andy Reid is as a coach and Eric Bieniemy as a play caller, because Eric Bieniemy called up some great plays to get this Chiefs team to score in the red zone and convert on some big third downs. But the highlight of this game, in my opinion, is the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense came into this game very underrated. I mean, they basically were getting shit-talked all week that they couldn't stop Justin Herbert, that they're going to get absolutely run over by Lamar Jackson, and they couldn't do anything to stop it. But you know what? I mean, just like they did last year in the playoffs with Derrick Henry, they heard all the chatter, and you know what they did? They rose to the occasion, and they stopped Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was absolutely scared out of his mind, and he could not do anything to stop it. I mean, Spags with the blitz packages later in the game to just kind of make him even more nervous. I mean, Lamar Jackson looked nothing like he did in previous games. I mean, that's just a testament to how good this Chiefs defense was. But I've been saying all year long, give this defense time to gel. Give this defense time to get healthy again. I mean, we saw Mike Pennell come back from suspension, and we're still out our number one corner. Bashaud Breeland is still on suspension. But we also got to see Willie Gay tonight, which was a great improvement because Willie Gay is actually able to tackle, unlike Ben Neiman. So to get another linebacker in this defense, to get him acclimated to NFL life, I mean, it's crucial. But, I mean, overall, I mean, this Chiefs defense was unbelievable. I mean, they gave up, I guess, a kick return, which was basically on special teams, and one touchdown pass by Lamar. And, I mean, it was so close to being tipped. So I have absolutely no complaints from this Chiefs defense. And I think that as a Chiefs fan, we should all be absolutely thrilled. And for other NFL teams, you better be scared out of your mind. Because if you see this Chiefs team with this defense and Patrick Mahomes playing the way that he is, you have no shot. I mean, I hope you understand, you will get absolutely destroyed. And just like they did tonight, they will run you off the field. Lamar Jackson was just unable to do anything. And the defense by the Ravens couldn't do anything either. So this was a flat-out embarrassing game for the Ravens. I mean, the Chiefs were able to do everything right, and the Ravens couldn't do anything right. They played a very sloppy game, and on the other side of the ball, the Chiefs played a relatively clean game. But I do want to mention that Lamar Jackson was not able to be comfortable because of the pressure that this Chiefs defense put on. I mean, not only were they able to stop Lamar Jackson and keep him in the pocket, but they were able to send different looks at him that he really hadn't seen before. And that's something that has been the knock on Lamar Jackson is if he gets thrown stuff at him, I mean, there's no guarantee that he can read it correctly and get himself out of the hole. And like the Chiefs did tonight, I mean, the way to beat the Ravens is you got to get them down early. You got to get a big lead, and they cannot come back. I mean, we've seen it in the past 2 games. If you get them in a big deficit, they're not going to come back. I think Lamar Jackson panics. I mean, I don't know what he does, but if the Chiefs can play like this in the playoffs, no one's beating them. I mean, no one is going to beat them because they were the more complete team tonight. I mean, they looked better on offense and on defense, and that's why they won this game. So I praised the Chiefs defense in this video because they were just absolutely unreal. But again, that offense, I mean, no one's going to stop it. They had 517 yards of total offense in this game. And against the number 1 ranked pass defense, well, not pass defense, the the number 1 ranked scoring defense. I mean, they put on a clinic. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, again, I feel like I have to say this just so many times because I just love to talk about it. Patrick Mahomes is back to prime Pat. I mean, he was able to sit back in the pocket, just carve up that Ravens secondary. He was able to get out of the pocket and get big gains of yardage. I mean, whatever he was doing was working, and the Ravens had no answer. But one thing that was not very encouraging about this game is Harrison Butker. After seeing him absolutely come up clutch last week against the Chargers, he missed an extra point and a field goal in this game. But I'm not going to knock him for it. It's kind of difficult to go on the road in that environment. Baltimore is very windy, so I'm not going to get on him too much for that, but he's got to correct that in order to make sure this Chiefs team is better all around. And, I mean, Chiefs Kingdom, how you feeling? I mean, going into this game, I was very worried. I mean, I thought that this Chiefs team, just like they've done in the past couple games, would start slow. And I knew that if we started slow, we could not win this game. But again, Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, alongside Patrick Mahomes, were able to concoct the perfect game plan to come out right away and punch the Ravens in the mouth. And like I said earlier, that is the only way to beat this Ravens team. You got to come out early and punch them in the mouth and get up a big lead. So, I mean, what can I say? I mean, the Chiefs were proving me wrong yet again. And I'm going to tell you one thing more. I'm not going to doubt this Chiefs team any longer. I mean, they have proven it to me time and time again, and I just didn't trust them. But I always had faith in Patrick Mahomes, but I just thought in this game, going on the road in a tough environment would be too much for this Chiefs team that was just riddled with injuries and did not look good in week 2. I thought that they would have a very tough game. But, I mean, the Chiefs, again, show why they are the best team in the NFL. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments about this game. I am absolutely thrilled because I'll say it again. If this Chiefs team plays like this from here on out, nobody's beating them. I mean, this Chiefs offense is already the best in the league, and if you pair that with a top 10 defense, which is what I've been saying all year long, nobody is going to be able to come close to beating this Chiefs team. So, again, final score from Baltimore. The Chiefs win this game by a final score of 34-20 on Monday Night Football to prove again that they are the best team in the NFL. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, like and subscribe for more of the best Chiefs content on YouTube. You can also support the channel through the Patreon and follow us on Instagram. The links to those are in the description. You just listened to the KC Sports Report by Michael Darcy.